What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody is doing well this morning. So let's go ahead and get down, and I want to talk about this snowstorm because there's a lot of people all over the world that are just sick of the meteorologists. They basically fear-mongered people to go to the grocery store to spend money that they don't even have to make sure that they eat, their kids eat, and that they can make it through what they call to be a very catastrophic storm, right? Now, there's a lot of people out there that feel that this storm was manufactured because they're basically pointing out the fact that there were chemtrails in the sky, cloud seeding, so forth and so on, right? So a lot of people feel that this storm was definitely created to maybe send panic to the American people, to go to the grocery stores, to boost the economy. And so when you take a look at that aspect in its entirety, you have to understand that there's a lot of people that are not spending money to the same tune that they once were in the past. It could be for personal reasons in regards to why they don't support certain businesses. And it could just be the fact that inflation has gotten out of control, right? And so when you have meteorologists that are coming on television saying that this could be the most catastrophic winter storm since the 90s, it's going to send people in a panic. They're going to go and get things from certain businesses that they normally don't support because the businesses that they do support have ran out of product. And so what I'm going to do right here is implement some clips of people talking about this in its entirety, and then I'll be back.
Something about this storm is off, and I'm going to say this not to fearmonger. It don't feel right. It feels created. It feels off. The fact that everybody's going out spending money that they don't really have for things they don't really need. I watched people wipe out Kroger, Walmart, Target of toilet paper and shit that they will never use in 3 days. I'm from Indiana. It snows every year. But the way they're saying that this storm is, look, we're going to get either 1 to 1,000 inches an hour. This is what they're doing. They're inciting an emotion, and you're spending money. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if we don't get 15 inches of snow, which is half of what they predicted for me here in Indiana, then somebody needs to be in trouble for inciting some kind of mania. Because people are literally pissed off at the gas stations trying to get gas. They're raising the price of gas just to get you gouged at this. Look, this whole thing feels manufactured.
Not to be a conspiracy theorist or nothing, but did y'all notice how the government was talking about that nobody was spending enough money since Christmas and the economy was down? And then next thing you know, we was having a mystery winter storm and everybody had to hurry up and go to the store and buy a bunch of groceries real fast and spend up all the money that they didn't really have to stimulate the economy. Right after the stock market had crashed, then next thing you know, inconveniently the storm was supposed to be further south, and so they had everybody in the southern parts of Tennessee and everyone buying up everything, and then the storm suddenly moved further north, and so they had everybody north buying stuff, and it's just a coincidence that they was complaining about how nobody was spending money, and then that the stock market had crashed and everything, and then next thing you know, we was having a winter storm, and then everybody had to buy up everything, and all the groceries had sold out, and everybody spent all their money up on a bunch of stuff to prepare for a storm coming. Isn't that funny? I mean, I don't believe in conspiracy theories or anything. I'm just saying, I just thought that was just so funny.
So they said a snowstorm.
About this winter storm, as far as I'm concerned, this is completely government made. And I will preface what I'm about to say based upon verifiable declassified government documents that the intelligence agencies in this country have attempted to affect the weather before. And you can just look up Operation Popeye. Operation Popeye was a cloud seeding program during the Vietnam War that essentially aimed to extend monsoon seasons and disrupt enemy supply lines. And this program spanned from 1967 all the way to 1972. So like always, when I make these videos, I'm not asking you to be a rocket scientist when thinking about this. Just use your common sense. If over 50 years ago, the government was verifiably working to affect the weather for strategic benefit in a war across the world, just imagine what they're able to do now, 50 years later. So once you realize that, then the question comes in, well, why would the government want to bring a winter storm across the country? And I can think of a lot of different things, but I think ultimately the government just benefits from chaos and news coverage that distracts us from the real issues. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like I'm not the only person who thinks like this.
The irony behind there being a snowstorm, but like right before the snowstorm is supposed to happen, every single place that the snowstorm is supposed to hit has chemtrails in the sky. Like, you can't make it up. There's been so many people who has made videos a day showing their skies, even where I'm at, okay? Chemtrails in the sky. You can't tell me that they are not manipulating the weather. And then so many chemtrails, by the way, means if it really is bad, it's because they made it bad. Y'all remember what happened in Dubai, right? With the cloud seeding. Do y'all remember that? And all the rain went crazy and it flooded heavily. I feel like we're about to have a crazy winter storm in some places because that's what they're doing. They're cloud seeding, they're manipulating the sky, they're manipulating the weather, and they have been doing this for so long. When are people going to wake up? When are people going to wake up? So don't be surprised if this winter storm is like no other, like they said. Don't be surprised. Because how ironic is it that chemtrails are in the sky? How ironic.
Hello, Governor Kemp. You remember you said you was declaring Atlanta and Georgia and all this
oh my God.
disaster? Yeah, talking about this snowstorm that was supposed to hit Atlanta and all this bullshit. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to kiss my because I done rented a generator, a snowplow. I got shovels, I got water in the bathtubs, I got charcoal in the barbecue pit, I done bought up all the water, I done bought up all the damn eggs, and I don't see
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm looking up in the same sky you was talking about, I don't see a thing. Okay, hit me up later.
All right, so these are my thoughts, right? And let me preface my comments by saying that I understand that there are going to be places that are going to be more impacted by the storm than others, but for the most part, these places are prone to snow during this time of the year anyway, right? I really think that they focused on the South because we're not prone to snow like that. So if you announce that this is going to be a catastrophic snowstorm, what are we going to do? We're going to go to the store and we're going to buy up everything that we can, right? And me personally, I don't judge people who go out there and buy the things that they need, even if they overbuy, because ultimately I don't know the structure of their family dynamics. So who am I to judge? But if it was a catastrophic winter storm, those same individuals would have been online crying and blowing snot because of the lack of necessities in their possession. Now, although there are many things, the one thing that the meteorologists know is that they have the ability to play on people's emotions when it comes to the projection of bad weather, right? Now, I'm not saying that all of them are doing this on purpose. I believe that there are some meteorologists that genuinely care, but at the end of the day, they know that most people are going to want to be rather safe than sorry. And so it ends up creating a sense of pandemonium at the grocery stores and at the gas stations and so forth and so on. I saw a guy pull out the blicky on another guy at the gas station over some kerosene Saturday, right? So it's just crazy. Now, let me say this about North Carolina. The meteorologists here, they're never right. They never get it right. I don't even understand the true purpose of their degree at this point. But then I do try to step back and I say, listen, how can they be accurate when there's allegedly so much cloud seeding going on, right? Because honestly, the clouds have not looked like the clouds that I saw when I was a child. The clouds are extremely different. Go outside and look at the clouds when they come out. They don't look anything like the clouds of the 80s or the 90s or the early 2000s. And as a matter of fact, I can remember that there was a time when I could smell the rain coming. I haven't smelled that in years, y'all. Just keeping it real. So are they ultimately manipulating the weather? Something is definitely different, I will say. Now I want to hear from you. Drop down in the comments and let a brother know what you think about everything that was discussed in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Have a beautiful day.
Tough News TV. We out.